Okay, so I just want to start off with this video stating that I didn't think I would live this long, okay? Kind of like how the title of my video is, like, I was not planning to live past 18, and now I am 27. So let me tell you about that journey and just the reality of what happens when you live past the point that you wanted to live. Um, for those who don't know me, my name is T. Angelique. I also go by Angel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We hopping straight into it. Like, I had a very traumatic childhood. And so, like, everything was traumatic. Like, I grew up in foster care, dealt with abuse, dealt with SA, anything, dealt with being starved, dealt with just a lot of emotional distress, isolation, everything that you can think of. I pretty much went through it, except for like war and genocide, obviously, but a lot of traumatic things happened in my childhood. And so when I hit 18, I tried to commit. If you know, you know, YouTube censors a lot. So I tried to commit and it was unsuccessful. I don't know why I'm laughing. I trauma response, but it was unsuccessful in to the point where I just didn't want to try it again. I genuinely did not have the emotional capacity to try to commit again. And so I was had all my heart mind set on leaving this earth at 18. And now I recently turned 27, and just looking back at my life and how my life was from then to now, it is like night and day because I didn't think I would be here. I didn't think like I would go through the things that I went through. I didn't think I would have gone through the healing and the journey of self-love, the journey of isolation, the spiritual journey, the new friends, the chosen family, just everything that has happened between 18 and 27, I didn't think would happen. But there's also kind of a downside of living past the age that you wanted to live, which is not knowing what to do with your life, basically. I had, like I said, my all eyes were set on I'm leaving this earth on 18. I'm clocking out. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And so as time kept going past 18 and that realization, that reality started to settle in of like, oh, I'm living. I am living, and I don't really see myself not living for a while. And so this I think this happened like maybe a year or two ago when the reality started to really settle in that, oh, I'm living, and I'm going to be living possibly for a long time, so I might as well get used to this. And so when that reality started to set in, I really started to think, oh, okay, so now that I have this life and I have a life, what do I want to do? And I think there is some sort of freedom that comes with living past your wanted expiration date, because now you're just like, no one has expectations of you, at least for my personal thing. No one has expectations of me. I don't really have a family. I don't have kids. So nobody's really expecting anything of me. I don't have to live up to anyone else's expectations. I don't really am responsible for anyone except for, like, sometimes sending my family money. But outside of that, like, I get to live the life I want to live, and I get to choose what I want to do with my life, because not only am I grown, but I don't, no one's expecting anything of me, right? And I think there comes this, it's kind of like a double-edged sword almost, like you not really knowing what to do with your life because you didn't expect to live to this point, but also having the freedom to choose what you want to do because, again, you didn't expect to live to this point. So now it's like, well, what do I actually want to do with my life? And it took me a while to get there. And I think life, as life continues to unfold, there are different versions of myself that I meet. And it's like, oh, I want to do this. And then I complete this. And you really kind of start seeing life kind of like a video game, but not like a video game, just kind of like just these different chapters. I think chapters of a book is more accurate where, something happens and you complete this and you start opening up these new chapters. And it has really taught me freedom, independence, and also authenticity because I get to fully be who I want to be because I'm already living a life that I didn't plan on living. I already living a life that I originally did not want to live. And now that I've lived long enough to see the other side, the better side, where I'm not going through traumatic things every single day. I have left the environments that has caused the trauma. I'm no longer around people that have caused my trauma. My mindset has changed. I've done the work. I've done the healing. I've done the isolation. I've moved, all of these different things. It's like now it's like what baptism should be. It's kind of like what Christian sells as baptisms. Like no offense if you're a Christian. Like I grew up Christian Baptist, but it's kind of felt like what I felt like baptism should have been for me when I was a teenager. And it's just this cleansing, and it's just like now you just have this clean slate of a person. You still are you, but this clean slate of your person. And now you get to choose what you do with your life, who you get to be, what you want to do. And I think there's something really beautiful in that, that comes when you come out of the other side. And so many people told me, oh, it gets better, oh, da 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 da. And I didn't believe it at first. I did not believe it, 0%. I was like, this is not going to get better. I'm going to be in this forever. And when you're in that type of space, especially when you're dealing with committed thoughts or committed acts, it's very hard to see past that darkness. It's very hard to see past those clouds because that's what it kind of feels like you're in. You're in a cloud. And like, so anything that anybody says, anything that the thing do try to help you, it's not going to work because you're in a cloud. I felt like for me trying to commit and not being unsuccessful was a blessing and a curse, because like unsuccessful attempts are very harmful, and it takes a toll on the body to not only heal physically but also emotionally, and also around the people that kind of has to find you and help you out of that position. Because after that, I did not want to commit anymore because of the physical and emotional damage that was done not only to me but to my friends who found me in that position. And so coming out of that cloud, I really started to see things with a bit more perspective. And that perspective is, one, I am loved. Even if it's by one person, like, you are loved. And two, like, things do get better. It will be hard. It will be very difficult. And it's not going to happen overnight. But things do get better. And this unfortunately may not be everyone's case, but I can only speak on my experiences, and I was able to come out on the other side, do a lot of hard work, shadow work, spiritual work, inner work, self-love, intentionally build my community, intentionally build a safe environment for me, and came out on the other side with a reason to live and wanting to live because life got so good. It's like now I'm not afraid to die, but it's like, well, I do want to get to old age now, and I do want to live these lives even with difficulties, because like obviously life doesn't just get perfect, but life does become easier to manage. So when difficult things do happen, I know how to retreat to myself and my safe space, and I know how to overcome those difficulties without spiraling so much and so hard. And so that is just the beauty of, not wanting to live, but living anyways and living to see better days. And I think it's beautiful when you actually get to see those better days that everyone promises, that everyone swears up and down you're going to see, and you don't believe it. But those better days is something that needs to be worked for and needs not to be earned, but you have to be intentional and take back power over your life. And it is very unfortunate that people, especially as a child, where you have no real power over your life, can cause so much damage. And now it's your responsibility to fix that damage. It is truly unfair, but it's a responsibility, unfortunately, you have to take if you want to gain power back over your life and gain that sense of autonomy, gain that sense of power. Because at the end of the day, especially when you're grown, this is your life, and no one can tell you how to live your life and tell you what to do. And so as long as you're not causing harm to others, live your life the way you see fit, as long as you are not causing harm to yourself or others. And so, yeah, just in going back to kind of the downside of, living past your wanted expiration date is not knowing what to do with your life. And I think a lot of us can get stuck in that loop of like, oh God, I don't know what to do and I don't know where to go. And that's perfectly normal. And I think it takes some real discovery. So trying different hobbies that you may be interested in, seeing what intrigued you, even going back into your childhood and seeing like what kind of piqued your interest. And like for me, like kind of seeing what piqued my inner child interest, even if you didn't have the resources, the time, or people belittled your dreams, kind of go back to your youngest self and see what was interesting to her in that moment, in those moments. Even if you never got to do them, try them as an adult and see if it's something that you want to continue, or try something new until you figure it out, and like see what is interesting to you, see what is calling you. You can pray about it, you can meditate on it, you can look up on the internet and see what are some interesting things that you're reading or you're seeing and you want to try, and go with that and start to build upon that and start to build upon the life that you truly want, right? And I think that is the what some ways that you can overcome that stuck mentality of just, I don't know what to do, and just going inwards and seeing what interests you and seeing what is it that you want to do in this life and working towards those goals. Maybe it's a hobby you can't afford right now, but really being diligent and intentional about working towards those goals so you can eventually live the life that you want to live, right? And so, living past your expiration date, I hope everyone has kind of a beautiful story, a beautiful outcome like I was so blessed to have, like truly seeing the other side and truly getting to a point where you actually want to live your life, even when there was a time and moments in your life where you didn't want to live anymore, right? And so that is all for today's message. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you continue to be here. And if you are struggling with committed thoughts, committed acts, there are resources for you, and I will link those resources in the link below. I also have a mindset coaching business, and so if you need someone to talk to, or you want to have strategies of how you can overcome those thoughts, or have strategies of you have already overcome them thoughts and now you're stuck, I can help you with that. And so you can just send me an email at Angelicspacescoaching@gmail.com. I will also put it in the bio or in the description so you can just copy and paste. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for being here. Love you. Much love. See you soon. Ciao.